The Critics' Choice Awards honored the best in TV and film yesterday. And
I won.
What was that?
I won.
For what category?
I can't tell you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
okay.
on rare.
Okay, so the cast of Everything Everywhere All at Once picked up the award for Best Picture, and Better Call Saul finally got some love and won the award for Best Drama Series. Now, there were also some sweet moments on the red carpet. Christina Applegate brought her 11-year-old daughter Sadie to the event, and Brendan Fraser and Kiwi Kwan reunited 30 years after starring in Encino Man together. They both won awards, with Brendan giving an emotional speech as he was being played off. Watch.
If you, like a guy like Charlie, who I played in this movie, in any way struggle with obesity, or you just feel like you're in a dark sea, I want you to know that if you too can have the strength to just get to your feet and go to the light, good things will happen. Thank you.
Oh, Erica.
That's emotional.
Your eyes are watering.
You know, like people are really going through it, especially now. And I think that it's important that you hear messages like that from people who have been through the storm, who have, you know, the marks on them fresh, who are saying, like, if I can do this, you can absolutely do this. And I think it was an important message. He is in the middle of the greatest comeback potentially of his life. And we get front row seats to that. So I appreciated that message.
What did you think, Jeff?
I don't want to sound mean, because I'm all into inspiration, and what he's saying is absolutely true. You got to get up, you got to get moving. All that thing, motion causes emotion. I could do it all day, right? Was he talking about his character or himself?
I think himself.
I know, but it didn't come off that way to me. And I'm a big fan of Brendan Fraser. I even pronounce his last name correctly now. But I don't know why. Just maybe I'm jaded by all the award shows that everyone's up there pushing something. And are you sincere? Is that really what you feel like in real life? Or are you trying to get back into Hollywood swing of things and saying the right thing? Because I know all the right things to say up here. I don't, but I know the right things to say up here.
Right.
Maybe I'm jaded by people giving their speeches, and I'm not buying it anymore. But I do love him, and he does have a great point.
You're not alone. In fact, the ratings for the Critics' Choice Awards were down with only, you guys get this. This is like a shocking number, 900,000 viewers. That's it. So when picking up her award, to Jeff's point, for Best Actress, Cate Blanchett seemed to suggest that these award shows are past their prime. Listen to what she had to say.
It's like, what is this? It's this patriarchal pyramid where someone stands up here. Why don't we just say there is a whole raft of female performances that are in concert and in dialogue with one another? And stop the televised horse race of it all.
She said on TV while holding her.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, did you see Viola Davis's face? Do we have a photo of Viola?
What did you get from that face?
Viola is looking at like, Viola's looking like, well, sis, why'd you come?
Right.
Because here's the truth, too. If you hear anything that Viola has had to say, especially in recent years where she is finally getting her flowers after decades in this industry, especially in lead character roles, diversity and inclusion and all of those things just got here. We understand, Kate, that you've had this privilege for a very long time, but some people are just getting their due. So maybe it's not for everybody. Maybe it's not as significant to everyone to be able to be recognized by their peers in that way. See, but for a lot of people, it is.
I think that's what's interesting when you look at the dichotomy is we all grew up watching award shows, right? And we all know that the viewership has dwindled a lot to the point where a lot of these stations aren't even airing it anymore. But I will say this, I always grew up looking at these celebrities like the Cate Blanchett and putting them on a pedestal that everybody working in Hollywood is very successful and very happy. We are learning that the majority of the people that work in Hollywood may not ever work again, like the Brendan Frasers, right? So I think to see the people in Hollywood represent probably the bulk of what real Hollywood people deal with, that daily struggle, whether it be from discrimination and never getting their shot until recently, or whether it be being blacklisted like Brendan Fraser was for telling his truth. we finally see that Hollywood is not just a bunch of Cate Blanchett. So I actually thought it was a powerful juxtaposition by seeing Brendan Fraser's speech compared to Cate Blanchett's speech. But I did think her speech was cringy and out of touch.
I think we're losing some of the authenticity of it, too, with so many awards, right? Jennifer Coolidge won Golden Globe. Great moment, right? People have great moments. I'm not saying shine when it's your time to shine. If we have an award show, I'm going. But I'm not there for the audience to promote something that I believe or maybe I think people want to hear. I'm there because we won and we worked hard and we deserve that. I think when you win a million awards like Taylor Swift, who Cate Blanchett I'll use, it just, the authenticity's gone. When you have to go up there 3 times like Jennifer Coolidge, which I'm glad she's getting her due, it loses its something when she's trying to be real and authentic and thank people again. You're up there 10 times in a matter of a month. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying, but I think of it in the context of sports, because no matter how many times you watch a football game, you're still excited to see certain teams play, right? We also have an understanding that the average football player has a 3.3-year career, so no one's going to begrudge them for, living in their glory for the finite amount of time that they have. We can kind of quantify that when it comes to athletes. We can't necessarily quantify that when it comes to the arts, because we don't know who's going to be deemed as relevant and when and for how long. So a lot of people are approaching this situation as if this might be the first and last time that they ever get their spotlight to shine. And I think that that is far more subjective than when we see things that have a little bit more X's and O's and numbers and stats, because we can quantify those things but not others. So I can see the juxtaposition between, like, we're constantly seeing the same people over and over, and maybe that's because they've been deemed worthy for decades and decades. But for other people, it's like, well, this might be my moment and I am going to bask in this. And then there's an audience at home, and it might be a smaller segment of the population that's like, hey, this person represents me and I'm rooting for them because I feel like if they can do it, so can I.
And really quickly, let's not forget that we are different as well. Like, we have access to these celebrities all the time. Now, there used to be a period where you would maybe only see Tom Hanks on the big screen and maybe once or twice out in public, where now you know what his basement looks like because of his Instagram. So I think that we may be oversaturated with these celebrities as well. And so we're like, enough with her. But in 1985, you may have only seen him or her or they once. Okay, sorry to ruin the show.
That was a great point, Al. Okay. Take a moment.
Alan cranked me up.
All right.
I love it.
We got to talk about this because Lisa Marie Presley will be honored with a public memorial ceremony that will take place at Graceland. This will take place on Sunday. And as we mentioned, Lisa passed away on Thursday. She will be laid to rest at Graceland next to her son, Benjamin. Speaking of Graceland, a rep for the family confirmed that the estate will go to her 3 daughters, Riley Keough and her 14-year-old twins, Finley and Harper, who, according to TMZ, are deeply traumatized by their mother's death and won't go back to the LA house where Lisa Marie went into cardiac arrest. All I think about are those kids. I can't, and even a mother having to bury her own daughter. What a tragic story.
It's unimaginable, but for them not being able to go back into the home, it's a site of trauma, and I'm sure some things that they've seen in that home, distress them as well. So I definitely understand kind of moving forward, and just understanding this family and this life continues on even with tragedy. So I wish nothing but the best to those 2 young women as they grow up and develop into people. So I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for, like, I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine, even at this age, losing somebody that close to me.
I don't think we could even, like you said, can't imagine. Your dad's Elvis and your grandfather's Elvis, and people could go see his estate anytime they want. Losing a son, I can't imagine, right? That's a different thing. But the 3 remaining people there, right, they have now control of Graceland, and it's such a cool, like, little gift, not right now, but in time. Like, I could go see my mom and people are enjoying my family and my grandfather. And it's like, maybe that's a cool little thing that they could always have when they're done healing, grieving, but right? Now, so what a cool, I don't know, it's kind of cool in its own little unique way,
their
right?
legacy continues.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just feel Priscilla has had so much loss in her life. I don't know any parent or could withstand that.
Yeah,
really don't.
I can't imagine that.
I know. Our deepest thoughts and prayers go to Priscilla and their family. So, former Dancing with the Stars pro Cheryl Burke won her dog custody case with her ex. Cheryl and Matthew Lawrence finalized their divorce in September, but Cheryl then filed to get full custody of their dog because she said the dog was a gift from a different ex, but it looks like the fight is over. Cheryl posted photos with her pup, calling herself a full-time dog mom.
Wait a minute.
Yes,
She came into the relationship with that dog and they had to fight over custody?
What if they bonded and she only had the dog for like a handful of months? And then they
You
all...
wouldn't do that with somebody's child? You would be like, oh, you had this daughter before we started dating, but since we're splitting, I'm going to take her.
Would you want to claim Spike?
I could not claim Spike. Spike is a Papalardo. Well, because Spike was...
You need to explain that.
Please clarify.
Spike was my husband's aunt's dog before she passed away, and we took Spike after she died. So I do not have any claims to Spike independently. He would go with my husband.
Do you guys understand?
That was someone's last name, just so people out there didn't understand. Yeah.
Do you understand dog custody or animal custody?
No, and I'm not even joking. I wouldn't get in a relationship with someone if they had a pet from a previous relationship. I'd be like, you got to get rid of Ted.
Why?
Ted.
I wouldn't. I don't know why. I wouldn't. And you're not a full-time dog mom, okay? Yeah. Don't get me started with this. I have 2 kids. I take offense to people saying that their dogs are their kids. And I know I'm going to get killed, and I love dogs. I hate dog owners. How about that? Yeah. Sorry, up there. Yeah. Dang, I ruined that. But anyways, I just... I'm over it. I'm over this. I'm a dog mom. You're not. Have 2 kids. Then tell me what's more important or what. Get out of here, Ted.
Well, can't you look at both? Of course. As a mother to 2 children, I agree with you. But at the same time, I would fight tooth and nail for Scruffy.
Tooth and nail? Keep it.
Tooth and nail for Scruffy.
Keep it. Get out of here. You take your dog and get out of here.
What if my partner wants Scruffy too?
Yeah, I don't care. Beat it.
This is what divorce lawyers fantasize about when they are right before they lay down. They're like, right as we're getting everything in order, all I have to do is get this couple arguing about that dog, and it's another $10,000 in their pocket. This is really just all about money because, like I always said, the dog doesn't know where it is.
That's not true.
Doesn't know.
I just did this with Sophie yesterday. This is so not true.
The dog doesn't know where it is.
This is so timely that you brought this up. So I wanted to go lay down for a nap yesterday, which I rarely get to do. I wanted to bring Scruffy so I could smell her because it helps me sleep well. Sophie said, Mom, Scruffy stays down here. I said, let's see where Scruffy wants to go. Scruffy knew where she wanted to go, and she went upstairs to the bed with me. Dogs know where they are. If she didn't know where she was, she would have stood there dumbfounded looking around. So you're wrong.
I feel like you dreamed that.
I did not dream it.
That dog doesn't know where it is.